Well, good morning, all. I'm slowly catching up on messages. I still have many more to go through, and I got through a good bunch this morning up early as I transitioned from night shift to day shift. And it's funny, I got a bunch of, I wouldn't say hate messages, but anger messages from founding members of the Independence Party. And of course, it's the blame game. You did this, you didn't do enough of this, you blah, blah, blah. And they go on, and there's, again, the one word is personal accountability. A leader of a party does not matter. Does not matter, folks. It's you in your constituency, or for federal politics, you in your electoral district, and they're very size related, folks. People crying about you didn't do enough. Well, no, it's what did you do? Because I can tell you clearly, I have from city councilors to provincial politicians to federal politicians, friends of mine for some very a long time, long before I got into the political party making business. I'm going to tell you something. Your votes for you are translated proportionately to how many people you personally interacted with in your constituency for the provincial or your electoral district federally. How many people in your district did you phone call? Personally phone call. How many people did you plant flyers on their doorsteps? How many people did you knock on their door and give 1.5 to 3 minutes of your time? And there's the answer to how many votes you secured. Now, I know I've knocked on tens of thousands of doors in my lifetime. I've met thousands and thousands of people across Canada in my time. That's what you do to get the job done. You must do. If you want to be elected to office, you have to take the total number of people. Again, if it's provincial in your constituency, your boundaries, and you must reach at the very least, 50% of that voting registered population. If you don't do that, you're done. That's nobody's fault but your own. If you have a beautiful platform, well articulated, all the resources on a website given to you, you didn't build it, you didn't pay for it. In fact, you sat back and you waited for somebody to come hold your hand door knocking just to get the minimum requirement to register you. And from there you did sweet nothing at all. It is all on you. You and you alone. You can cry, you can whine, you can point fingers, but like a good socialist, like so many institutionalized Canadians and First Peoples, you're the one who sat on your butt. When it was time for doing, you did nothing but sit back and wait for somebody else to do it for you. And that's the results of your voter count. It will always be the results of your voter count, forever and a day. You can blame everybody and their dog for why you didn't do well, but it was all on you. This is every single party. I can look at my home in Edmonton, Alberta. I can look at my home municipal district where I lived for a number of years, and I can take a candidate, Andrew Knack. He's been elected three times to office. He's not rich. He lives in a condo in the west side of Edmonton. Do you know what he does better than anyone I've ever seen? He does weekly town halls online for all the people in his community. He goes to all the community leagues in his communities, weekly, monthly, every single one, around the clock in his own time. And when it's time to campaign every election cycle, he goes out door knocking with a team of loyal followers he got from all his community leagues, because he goes every week. He gets to know them. He friends them. He's involved in their lives because he cares. He doesn't get into the federal, the provincial politics. He focuses on what he can change in his community. And he focuses on his community, his residents, in his boundaries. And he door knocks more than anybody else I've ever seen. In fact, one year I participated with him. He did 22,000 doors in his community. And he won, no surprise, a sweeping majority. And he never lays off. Every week, Facebook town halls, Q&A, YouTube Q&A, always, no matter who's there, always engaged. Goes to all the community league events every week, every month, all of them. Never misses any community events. He shows up regardless if it's on a weekend or not, or after work. He goes every single one, unless emergency calls that he can't. The guy never takes sick days. You can look at every city councillor. He's never taken any sick days. The people of his community vote him in majority every single cycle, regardless of his political views. And for me, my political views don't really match Andrew's. We're friends because we love politics, but the reality is, politically, we don't share a whole lot in common. But he cares, as I care. And he's active, as I'm active. And that's what binds us as friends. That I know he cares about my entire community, and he's there whenever the community needs him. And that speaks volumes. So before you go pointing fingers and you didn't do enough for me, what did you do for you and your community? How active did you get? When we go through our commissions, we're going to get into that. Building MPs, we're going to go through all the massive details and the hard work it takes in that cycle and in those periods. Now, we're not there yet for the campaign and the election period. We're nowhere near that. But we're going to teach people how to get ready for it and what they can do and what they have to know and what they have to be prepared to do. Because it's not as good as the platform is, or relying solely on the leader and how well the leader does and this or that. If you've got a good platform and it's the truth and you know people will gravitate to it, it's up to you and the activity you do and get through to people. You've got to be the big boys and girls knocking on doors, handing out flyers, and making the phone calls. You don't do that, you don't get votes. I'm sorry, but that's what all the parties do. And yes, they have teams, resources. Most of these folks don't even do it themselves. They have teams of people doing it for them. They'll go to retired communities, solicit people in retirement homes who've got nothing better to do and don't mind giving their time because they were sweet-talked by these individuals. Yes, they go to all the retirement homes and communities in their constituencies, in their electoral districts, and they get them working for them. That's how winners are made in politics. It's how many people you personally reach with your message and what you're going to do for your community. Because I promise you, doesn't matter how good your platform is, if nobody knows who you are and no one's ever met you or heard from you or don't know what you stand for, nobody is going to vote for you. Nobody except for an exceptional minority. A minority's minority. And if you run with one crazy policy and you think that that message is strong with the masses and you can't address all the other issues, I'm sorry, but you're going down the toilet. And it shows time and time again in every election cycle. And yes, you're going to have to fight a well-funded, well-oiled machine that's been exceptional at this for many, many, many decades. In fact, two of the parties more than a century. Think about that. Well established, well instituted, and they have all of that in place. They've had it in place for many, many decades. Look at Pierre Poilievre. He's all over the country, completely funded. Not out of his pocket. He's paid to do all that. He's paid to do all that. Easy when it's not out of your pocket. It's easy when it's not of you. Do you think he has time to go knock on 20,000 doors in his communities? No. He's got a whole team doing it for him. He'll secure his vote because he's got that electoral district office, well established, well funded, out there pounding pavement, established everywhere. That's what you have to do to be a winner. And I mean, we're going to go through the commissions, but this cockamamie blame game and people crying in their soup, and I look at them and it's like I had to hold your hand to knock on doors just to get your required signature list to run, and then you're going to condemn me as I didn't do enough for you. Again, free website, free exposure, free everything. None of your time, none of your hard work. And after you got your signature drive done, handheld, you sit back and do nothing. And then you point to me and say, you didn't do this, or you failed at that, or you didn't do this. How many doors did you knock on? How many flyers did you make and hand out? How many businesses did you visit? How many of your community links did you visit during that period? And I already know the answer. None. I even looked at all the NGOs, all the civil societies, all the nonprofits in so many communities just around Alberta that nobody bothered to answer or write back. I know who did and who didn't. And you could see their votes were higher than even mine. Even mine. A couple candidates who were extremely active had larger per capita voting counts than me because they had the time, they put the energy in. You want to win an election, get ready to knock on 22,000 doors. That's the truth of it. Months of it. Full time, every day of your life. You can cry, you can whine, but that's the mentality of a socialist. A socialist, you say you're not, but you sure behave like one. And this video's for those who are good at criticizing but can't get off their butt to actually do the work. Thanks, everybody. I got work to do myself this morning. Personal business, and then beyond that, some others. So everybody have a great day. Learn something. Share. Get it out there, because you're only as strong as what you put in. That's what you get out. That's the truth of it. Bye now.